Bridgeport, of late, almost in every election, has far more absentee ballots submitted to local election officials than other cities in Connecticut. The Ganem campaign essentially promised that, or hoped that once the absentee ballots came in, that they would end up winning. Ganem came out and announced that they had gotten the results enough from the absentee ballots to make up the gap against Gomes, but the story quickly got muddied from there.
One of the reporters on our team, on the investigative team, Andy Brown, he starts to look into it. Him and Dave, the rest of the investigative team, they're looking into the story, they're following it, they're talking to folks. A lawsuit ensues, and we're like, damn, we got to go cover that.
We found that the majority of the absentee ballots that were returned in Bridgeport originated from political operatives requesting them in bulk.
There were hundreds of people in Bridgeport who had more than one application filled out in their name. It just gave a sense of, like, again, how aggressive and persistent these campaigns are about signing people up to vote absentee. The absentee ballots were the story, and so I suggested to Jose that we input all of this information by hand.
There was no other way, and it was a lot. And we were all like, man, can we even do this? This is going to take months, which it did. But we just made a plan. What's happening with these applications for absentee ballots? Who's getting them, who's distributing them, who's assisting in them? That's what we wanted to answer.
The movies make it look really cool. I don't think scenes of people sitting at their computers reviewing PDFs for the third time make great cinema, but it's a lot of what it is.
There were only like a handful that were typed of the 4,000 plus applications. A lot of them were handwritten, so there was no way we could use even AI to try to automate that process.
It became pretty apparent very quickly that Wanda Jeter Pataki had a huge role in the election. Her name kept showing up over and over and over and over again on these forms. There were 537 people who she helped fill out an application for. That's a huge number in an election that came down to 251 votes.
We needed that database if we wanted to answer the questions we had.
What really is illegal is like fraud and coercion, which I don't think our story proved, but it sets it up to say that maybe this outsized role that political operatives play is actually not the best way to go about doing things.